And the restart there by Jasper Chen. And Laila Siligwa has gone to scrum half position. Brian Oboya carries the ball hard and strong, but well read there by Martin Juma. Ochen finds Hilary Baraza. Baraza trying to stay on his feet here and presents the ball now to manning jersey number 21 for Harlequins. Dominic Osino. Osino has come in as a replacement for Foryoth, and that was a knock-on from Nondies from Quins, and it's advantage to Nondies. 32 points to 8 the current scoreline. If you're joining us, a very warm welcome to you to match day 5 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. It's Harlequins leading by 32 points to 8 as we have played 10 minutes of the second half.
The Nondies getting some points on the board as well as Quins, but as it so stands, it is Quins with the massive lead. All of 30 minutes for Nondies to turn this around. It could be also all of 30 minutes for Quins to throw it away. You don't see that happening. A picture there, Dominic Osino has come on for Foryoth as the scrum just collapses. Frank Kalwale just getting up. Mwangi Karimi just having a talking to with the Quins front row. Probably a case of early engagement there. As they just change locations as well. Remember, the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka has seen a lot of wear and tear. It's not in the best of shape. And throw in the rains that have been pounding Nairobi over the past few days. And that is the playing surface that you get. The playing surface that both teams have to contend with. Ian Mabwa passes that ball to Martin Juma with the kick downfield. The chase coming through from Moses Begi. Ball claimed by Laila Siligwa. Try scorer Idrissa with the clearance. It wasn't the best. He retrieves the ball second time round, keeps it alive. Quins attacking from deep. Malcolm Onsando plays it through to Brian Ochieng. Chieng finding the floor. Ball looked a bit messy, but it is still Quins. Michael Onsando, Osino, Alex Olaba, who scored just before halftime. That was a bit radical there from Osino. The pass from Ambunya to Idrissa is wayward. The slippery playing surface here beginning to take a toll on both sets of players. Frank Kalwale desperately looking to release that ball. Quins keeping it alive through Ochen. Agunda with the pass out wide. This is Laila Siligwa with the step into space. That pass out to Douglas Kahuri, not fielded well. Penalty advantage to Nondies. Remember, they need to get crucial points within the next 15 or so minutes, or else they will be out of this one completely.
Yes, Michael Kwambo. Very good play coming once again from Harlequins there. Very good ball retention. Very good combination coming in from the backs and the forwards there. But very guilty of not entering the ruck through the gate. And referee Mwangi Karimi, very hawk-eyed, very spot on, able to read that infringement very well. As Mutugu lines up this line-out throw here for Nondies. We need to get a second try just to stay in contention in this game. A second and third try maybe could set the alarm bells ringing in the Quins defense. It's long there from, and it's won there by Brian Jenga, but the line-out throw was not straight by Frank Mutuku, and the momentum that they had created from that is once again lost. And it's going to be a Quins scrum put in. Line-out throw was to the tail of the line-out, but wasn't straight. 14 minutes gone in the second half here. Match day 5. Quins with a healthy 24-point lead here as we approach the hour mark at the Lions Den. Coming up at 4 p.m, the holders and champions KCB facing Homeboyz, and the last match day of the calendar year before the teams take a well-deserved Christmas and New Year break. Osino with the scrum put in. Combined very well there with Peter Misango, and he finds Ochen. Ochen now finds Mbunya. Mbunya now finds Laila Siligwa. Siliga to a cutting in Idris Kaikai. Kaikai, that play was well read by the Nondies defense, but here comes Misango, delivers it to Michael Onsando, and Osino there. The referee's arm is out. Mabwa trying to get a defensive job done. Here comes Hanwale. Hanwale finds Ali Siligwa. Siligwa finds Alex Olaba. Olaba using his brute strength to carry that ball hard and strong, but the referee's arm was out, and it's going to be advantage to Harlequins.
Well, Alex Olaba has seen a lot more ball, a lot more play since scoring that try. Proving to be a vital cog for Quins this afternoon, as we just catch a glimpse of the crowd that continues to build up here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka, home ground of Kenya Cup defending champions KCB, who will be playing against Homeboyz RFC in the 4 p.m. fixture. Also coming to you live and free on Bamba Sport. That is Lyle Asiligwa with that kick out into touch. Big meters gained for Quins, and the big question is, will they be able to walk it from here? We saw them do that time and again in the first half, actually scoring 2 tries off the maul. 2 tries or from the backs, and then there was that beautiful piece of individual play from Jasper Ochen that set up Alex Olaba for the try just before halftime. Frank Kalwale racing himself for the line out throw. Throws it deep, wasn't fielded well. Once again, we continue to see lots of struggles with the lineouts, with the set pieces across the Kenya Cup. But in this particular moment, there was an infringement from Nondies. There was an infringement from Quins. Ian Mabwa with the ball. Ian Mabwa has been rather quiet this afternoon, as have the rest of his teammates in the white and red of Nondies.
32-8 the scoreline here. We do have 23 minutes to go to the end of this encounter, and is their way back for Nondies in this game. Ian Mabos had a very quiet game. I think his forwards have really been outplayed by the Quins forwards. Haven't seen the footwork and the dazzling line breaks that he provides, as Nondies try to get out of their 22 here. And Juma just puts that ball downfield, gains a couple of few meters, and it's a good kick, and it will be a line out throw for Quins. As my co-commentator Michael Kwamba said, the pitch really cutting up in so many places, very slippery, and players not finding their feet, but that hasn't really hindered Quins from scoring 5 tries this afternoon. The try scorers Peter Misango, David Mbunya, Idris Kaikai, Malcolm Onsando, and Alex Olaba. So Frank Alwale with the line-out throw for Quins, who will be, if the score remains this way, it will be their 4th win out of 5 this season, while a defeat for Nondies will see them suffer the 2nd defeat of the season, having lost the unbeaten record last year, unbeaten run last weekend to Mwamba.
Michael Onsando just seemed to struggle with that line out. Nondies forced the turnover, and referee Mwangi Karimi heading back to the spot of an earlier infringement. Advantage now with Quins. Opening 18 minutes of the second half have been rather sedate in comparison to what we did see in the first half, as Quins playing shirt number 1 Brian Ochieng braces to take on his opposite number in shirt number 3 Eric Shimoli. The scrum feed there from Ian Mabwa has been relatively clean from the number 9 position. you do expect him to get into the boiler room. Steve Odhiambo, another one of those who has had little influence on this match thus far. Mabwa finding himself in a spot of bother. He has been arrested there by the Quins forwards, taking advantage of his little frame to just force the turnovers. Nondies forwards arrive in numbers. Was taken in by Mabwa, and it is advantage Quins.
Good defense there coming in from Elisha Koronya, who manhandled Ian Mabwa there. I think Mabwa took the wrong option there. Should have kept the ball alive by taking it to the backs. Opted to go for a snipe from the base of that scrum, or from the base of that rack, but well read as Quins do make a substitution. Technical bench there of Quins that has Charles Kadovilis and Benjamin Naimba. We'll be pleased by what they have seen so far. Very clinical in attack by Harlequins, and haven't had Nondies have a sniff apart from that try scored by Eric Okoma in the second half. Also some changes for Nondies. I can see Luis Ocheng has come in the boiler room. He's replaced, I think, Brian Njenga.
Levi Ocheng indeed coming in for Brian Njenga, former Kisumu and Cabras player. Now at Nondies, that ball booted downfield by Laila Siligwa. Big kick that gains a lot more territory. This is wonderful tactical play coming in from Nondies, but that ball did not find touch just as we were pouring the accolades on Siligwa's kick.
Yes. And question is, can Nondies take advantage? It's a line-out throw in Queen's territory. They still have time on their side. They still have all of 19.5 minutes to go. And we've seen strange things happening in the game of rugby. 24-point lead can be wiped out with composure and, if you're clinical, and territory. Won there by Brian Sine. And not like that. But Quins now, here comes Ocheng, but Ocheng, referee's arm is out. I think Quins were offside there. Steve Otieno, Steve Odhiambo goes into contact. Ian Mabwa finds out the ball there as Quins try to make a defensive stand in this encounter. Still with Mabwa, gives it to Juma, and Martin Juma sees a pocket of space outside the Quins defense, and it's a good kick, and it will put pressure on the Quins defense there and on the Quins line out. The question is, can Nondies get a turnover from this line out from Quins with 18.5 minutes to go in this encounter?
There's another close contest there as the Nondies forwards just looking to marshal the Quins forwards into touch. They are deep in Quins territory as Jasper Ochen was unable to kick and had to go into contact. Dominic Osino played with Jasper Ochen at Cabras Sugar. That ball is not fielded by Ivan Chebo. He has been quiet but also uncharacteristically full of errors, and this is another opportunity. Malcolm Onsando, we see him go over the chalk, slam dunking his way through the try line. But the try is not awarded. But that was a hilarious moment there. Michael Onsando, remember the cousins are playing at 4 and 5, the names quite similar, especially when you're forced to pronounce them in the heat of the moment. That was Michael Onsando. Beautiful slam dunk in the game of basketball. Threw the ball to the floor, didn't ground it. Just wondering why he should have grounded that ball. He had all the time in the world and the good body positioning just to go over the chalk. And Michael Onsando probably won't have a lot of... But when was the last time, William Juguna, that you saw Michael Onsando's name on the try scoring sheet? We have to start from there. But a missed opportunity there for Harlequins, so that the scoreline is only 32 points to 8. They still have a buffer of 24 points. And a missed opportunity. I
don't think it'll come back to bite them, because at the rate which Nondies are playing, they don't look like they are clinical enough, or they can't mount a comeback, and it's going to be advantage to Nondies. But good play coming in from Quins, especially from David Ambunya and Patricia Gunda, able to feed off that mistake by Nondies in the back three to keep that ball alive and present it to Michael Onsando. And Quins just having the dominance at scrum time there, as Steve Odhiambo literally receiving that ball and being very well policed by the Quins defenders.
As Nondies continue to defend desperately, Ian Mabwa with that pass out to Brian Sine. Quins not allowing them any breathing space as they look to extend their lead here. Nondies have found themselves under pressure. They have been on the back foot, and they trail by 24 points with about 15 minutes to play in the second half. This is the first of a double-header fixture coming to you from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. The ball booted downfield by Martin Juma, just relieving the pressure that Quins were mounting on Nondies.
And it's going to be a line-out throw to Quins, who have looked like they can get on to that ball. They can't score a further 2 or 3 tries, depending on if they can be clinical. They've looked dangerous with ball in hand in the second half, but probably they'll be comfortable with the way the scoreline is reading at 32 points to 8.
Obviously they will be comfortable. They have the bonus point in the bag. They have the big margin so far. That is barring an amazing comeback from Nondies. The ball beautifully claimed in the air there by Malcolm Onsando. His forwards arriving in numbers. Peter Misango is at the base of that, being marshaled by Dominic Osino. Quins have outplayed Nondies everywhere, in the forwards, in the backs, and as we begin to speak their praises, Nondies ferocious as they look to stake claim on this game, not going down without a fight. This is Mabwa looking to release his players, probably set up a platform. Martin Juma with the kick downfield. He forces the man in shirt number 23, Amon Mayenze, to turn, but is it going to be fatal? No, it isn't. That ball bouncing out into touch. Actually bounces out of play. As the moments continue to tick away on the clock here at the KCB Sports Club. It is Quins with a healthy 24-point margin over Nondies. But you have to credit this, William Juguna, to that blazing first half from Quins. They pumped in 5 tries to race to that massive lead.
Absolutely, yes. They had a lead of 29 points to 3. They've only been able to score a penalty in the second half, but they've done all the hard work in the first half, literally tormenting Nondies in all facets of play to score 5 tries, 2 conversions and a penalty. And Nondies haven't looked like giving this score a chase or a comeback of any sort. Despite that try by Eric Okoma, they literally haven't gone through the gears to pile pressure on Quins, and it looks like Quins will finish the calendar year, very strongly. And once again, Elisha Koronya gets a turnover from the line out. Poor play coming in from Nondies at the line out there, and the advantage goes back to Quins.
That was Malcolm Onsando with the slight step and change of direction. His movement was slowed down, but he does well to avail that ball. That is Ambunya to Mayenze. Goes down under the tackle. Seems to have lost that ball. Osino. But referee Mwangi Kirimi heading for consultation with his assistant referee. And we will find out the reason why there has been another stop in play. As the second half continues to float away here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. is the match between defending champions KCB and Enterprise Cup champions Homeboyz.
Nondies just not being able to take this opportunity is being presented by the penalties that they're winning. You would expect a better team to really literally take advantage of these opportunities that they are getting to get some pressure and pile on the pressure, and that kick actually went dead or something. Michael Kwambo play coming back to where the penalty kick by Martin Juma was taken by Martin Juma. It's going to be a scramble to Harlequins.
Talk about things not going your way. Nothing has gone the way of Nondies this afternoon. They have struggled with their kicks for goal, with their kicks for touch. They've really also struggled to get set play going. But you have to give credit to Quins. They have been well prepared for this, and what a way to bounce back from last weekend's defeat at home to KCB.
Yes, Wayne Mungay, who was I think previously at Nakuru RFC, in the Quins jersey there, packing at I think open side flank. Quins with a 24-point lead as we enter into the final 10 minutes of this encounter here, match day 5 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Coming up at 4 p.m. it's the holders and champions KCB taking on Homeboyz as Dominic Osino feeds that ball into the scrum.
And at the back of that scrum is Peter Misango, just avails the ball for Osino. Osino to Ochen, beautiful inside pass to Alex Olaba. He breaks through one tackle, desperately stopped there by Liu Ochieng. David Ambunya was about to embark on a run there, but Wangi Karimi had called for an infringement. You can see once again it is Quins with all the attacking intent, playing with all the poise and purpose. Nondies on the other hand, just going through the motions. It has been one of those days for them. With about 10 minutes to play, you can call this. They are on the way to a second successive loss. This coming after 3 opening wins against major teams for that matter.
Yeah, they beat KCB, Homeboyz, and beat Menengai Oilers. But that win against Menengai Oilers will probably be their last. As things stand, they are heading to a second consecutive defeat, and not a good way to finish the calendar year, with hostilities resuming on January 12th, 2019. Mabo with the scrum put in. Steve Odhiambo, haven't seen so much of him. He's been a peripheral figure in this encounter, and his other forwards have literally been nowhere. They've been outplayed by the Quins forwards. And can Nondies finish with a flourish? Probably try Juma. Benji Marshall, also very quiet, one of the big ball carriers in the Nondies team, has had a quiet day by his standards as Mabo digs in.
That was Ochieng just going forward, but he seemed to have lost the ball on the tackle. Yes, he did. Quins are putting in everything in terms of territory, possession and defense at this particular point, as you just see Willie Sojal animated there, gesturing to his charges. Obviously you wouldn't want to lose the ball on the tackle as you're surging forward and chasing the game. Quins have made wholesome changes to their front row, bringing on board Boniface Ochieng, Melvin Thairu and Elisha Koronya, replacing the starting front row of Brian Ochieng, Frank Kalwale and Paul Kioko. Picture there in shirt number 21, Dominic Osino. That was David Ambunya who sought to receive that ball on the bust, but his anticipation and eventual fielding of that ball were not satisfactory. This is Mabwa Tuku, one of the new men, Steve Otis. Mabwa once again. Martin Juma with the kick downfield. Ball is claimed by Quins. They have numbers arriving, they secure that ball. Penalty advantage to Nondies. That was some pressure that has been created by the kick from Martin Juma.
Douglas Kahuri, the guilty party there, looked isolated, and the Nondies back row were able to really get their hands over the ball in the tackle area, and they get the advantage as Juma now goes to the corner. Question is now, can they make advantage? They've had 3 opportunities where they've not got the line out right from this kick up, from this penalties that they've won, and probably the opportunity has gone begging as we enter into the last 7 minutes of this encounter here at the Lions Den. It's Quins with a 32-8 points lead over Nondies on the last match day of the calendar year 2018, before the teams break off for the new year and Christmas holidays. And as Nondies will have a lot to do as Mutuku lines up this line out throw, and it's a messy line out, and it's won by Harlequins. So once again, all the opportunity that they had from that penalty has just been lost, and it's back to Harlequins.
Osino with the kick downfield to just ease the pressure. The ball quickly claimed and returned deep into Quins territory. Was that the best decision from Ivan Chebo? Well, he just felt as though Nondies ran out of ideas there. Decision to kick the ball downfield, eventually not going their way. The advantage, the possession, is now with Quins. Still have about 6 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club. Just catch a glimpse of the Nondies bench. The players in the sparkling white kit, obviously yet to test play unless they're all fly halves. While the other 3, they've had their shirts muddied, and we obviously know they've been in the boiler room and have done their time, now seeing off the rest of the game from the bench. This is Osino. Finds that ball. This is Ochen. Inside pass to David Ambunya. Breaks through one tackle. Beautiful pass back in, but Amon Moyenze unable to field that ball. That would have been a beautiful opportunity for Quins to further extend the score. Instead, it is Nondies forced to play catch-up. Beautiful defensive effort from Patrice Agunda. Martin Juma spots a gap back home for Quins. His kick downfield is eventually claimed by Amon Mayenze, who moments ago didn't field that ball and spurned a try-scoring opportunity. This is Benjamin Marshall. Good moment of play for Nondies. He had link up well there with Steve Ortiz on as a second-half substitute for Brian Njenga. We're heading into the final 4 minutes of the match. Nondies looking to get into the double digits, either through a penalty or a try. They are chasing the game. They have been second best throughout this encounter. They were probably blinded by that first half effort from Quins, who pumped in 5 tries in a span of 40 minutes. Second half has been rather sedate. Eric Okoma with a solitary try for Nondies. Quins drilling home a penalty. Ian Mabwa. With that delivery, it was a bit messy. Martin Juma sells the dummy, found himself in space, and then elected to go back. He probably didn't back himself to go all the way. Steve Odhiambo, he's already scored 4 tries for Nondies this campaign. Brian Oyando. This is a good spell for Nondies. Can they get their second try of the game? Brian Sine runs into that wall created by the Onsando cousins, Malcolm and Michael. Nondies continuing to surge forward. And obviously watching the offside line. That is Brian Sine once again. He has been busy the past 2 or 3 minutes for Nondies. Some crucial carries there from the second row man. Eric Shimoli just making his way to the mall. Nondies are within sight of the Quins try line. Quins defending with their lives. They'll just need to be patient and disciplined as they look for a second try. Quins will also need to be very disciplined and avoid conceding either a penalty try or a penalty for that matter. This is Sinei. He is the battering ram at this point in time. Mabwa with the inside pass. That was Odhiambo just driven back a few meters. That is a big defense coming through from Quins. Still Mabwa, he has men in support, attacking in a pod. Brian Sinei securing that ruck. Martin Juma with the chip behind. Amon Muyenze with some soccer skills there. The ball eventually kicked out into touch by Idris Kakai.
And the referee has called for an early infringement. 2.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter here. And for all intents and purposes, Quins do have the win and the bonus points. The best Nondies can do in this encounter is get a consolation second try. But so far, it's Quins who've done the hard work in the first half, and they've been able to weather the storm that Nondies have had. And the referee has called it back. Frank Mutuk wanted to go on a solo run as the Quins defense is lined up there. Nondies go on the attack here. Can they get a second try to finish this game with a late second consolation try? Remember, the opening try was more like this in the early part of the first half. But they played second fiddle to a very dogged and a very resistant Nondies side, Quins side, I beg your pardon, who've dominated all facets of play. Mabwa tries to look for someone running and hitting the ball at pace to get over the advantage line. The referee's arm is out for an advantage. Mabwa and referee Mwangi Karimu going to his pocket. There'll be a Quins player going to the sin bin. Wayne Mungei sent to the bin. He came on as a second half substitute, but guilty of repeated infringements there at the breakdown. So a second bite of the cherry for the team in white. Nondies.
Eric Shimoli with a quickly taken penalty there. Sets up that platform. There's nobody home there. That was Ian Mabwa. Another close pass. Nondies going in search of their second try this afternoon. They trailed by 32 points to 8 against Quins. They are patient. They are looking to stretch the Quins defense. Remember, Quins down to 14 men as Wayne Munge has been sent to the sin bin. Mabwa with another pass. That was Brian Oyando. Latest recipient of the ball, Eric Shimoli. He has the try line in sight. Does he have the power to barge over? No, he doesn't. It's a desperate fight for the ball on the floor. But it is with Nondies. Brian Sinei charges over. Nondies players arriving in numbers. The ball is played out wide. Eric Shimoli with the pass. That was desperate in terms of defense. Brian Oyando looks to have scored the try for Nondies.
A late consolation try for Nondies there from Brian Oyando. Despite the violent attempts of the Quins defense, and the try has been given. So that takes the score now to 32 points to 13 with the conversion kick to come. And that should be the last passage of play with Juma going for the conversion. And too little, too late, Michael Kwambo for Nondies. Had they played like this for huge chunks of the game, maybe we could be talking about something different. But they look to suffer their second consecutive defeat, having lost the unbeaten record last weekend to Mwamba. And now a second defeat to their rivals Quins, as Juma lines up the conversion attempt, which is short. And that is game over. Quins bounced back from that defeat to champions KCB last week to record their 3rd win in 5, and they will move up to 4th on the standings behind KCB, ahead of the other matches which have been played at 4 p.m.
Indeed, and you have to give credit to Kenya Harlequin. They simply did not allow Nondies to play this afternoon, and by the time Quins took their foot off the gas pedal, it was too late. They had separated themselves from Nondies, building a 24-point cushion at the end. That consolation try from Brian Oyando, simply that, as Nondies getting into double digits but getting no points on the day. Confirmation of the full-time score: Kenya Harlequin 32, Nondescripts 13. And any moment from now, we will be taking you to the highlights of the second half of this match. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. is the clash between KCB, the defending Kenya Cup champions, and Homeboyz, the winners of the cup competition, the Enterprise Cup. That match is going to be exciting, but this was the excitement. This beautiful step, that acceleration, that desperate tackle, just some of the action. And then there was that brilliant chip from Jasper Chen, and the awareness of Alex Olaba to go over for the try. That was the 5th try for Quins as they raced into a 29-3 lead over Nondies at the break. And this was that moment. Eric Okoma went over for the first try for Nondies before Eric Shimoli passed that ball out wide to Brian Oyando, who scored a 2nd try for Nondies as the game ended by 32 points to 13. Those were the highlights. What a game it has been. 32-13 in favor of Kenya Harlequin. The teams just make their way off the pitch. More highlights there, courtesy of our wonderful director. Remember, Quins scored 5 tries in the first half, and any moment from now, we will be joining Mohamed Abubakar pitchside.
All right, after 80 minutes, it is Quins that have taken all the points here, winning this one by 32-13 against Nondies. Would like to speak with the coach of Nondies right now and have 1 or 2 words from him. What's your take on the game? 2 losses on the trot now. Your assessment of the game, coach?
We just came to the party a bit late. We didn't execute on what we had decided to do. At the beginning of the game, we talked about defense being everything that's going to win us the game today. Unfortunately, the boys just didn't wake up early enough.
You had a very good spell in the final 10-20 minutes. Do you wish you could have started that a little bit earlier?
Definitely. If you look at it in the second half, Quins only scored 3 points. Yeah, and those are the things we're talking about. We had a plan, we didn't execute. So unfortunately, in the game of rugby, you can never come from behind. Well, it's a bit harder when you're coming from behind. Yeah,
it would have been easily a game of 2 halves if you had taken the chances in the second half. But very quickly, your assessment of the first round of 5 games before this break. What's your assessment of the first 5 games so far this season?
It's been very hard. Look at the results. Quins losing to Oilers, who saw that happening. Yeah, everyone is ready to play. So it's who decides on the day. You have to be on throughout. There's no easy game in this Kenya Cup. So we just have to step up.
All right, all the best, coach. Cheers. Thank you so much. We'd like to talk with the winning coach, Coach Kardavilis. This time round, scoring those tries for fun, coach. You did the job in the first half this time.
Yeah. Very pleasing result. Good early Christmas present, I guess, from the boys. They played really well, especially in the first half. Again, the second half, as I've told you before and I've been saying, is a bit of our concern also, because we only put in 3 points at the end. I think the boys just got a bit complacent and carried away because the score, I think we had blown Nondies off the park. But kudos to the boys who played really well. A tough pitch, tough conditions to play at 2 o'clock, but they did well, and now it's just to enjoy the break.
What do you think happened in the second half, because you took the foot off the gas a little bit?
Yeah, just a bit of complacency, that's what I'll say. And then we lost shape, structure. The boys just started getting too excited, flinging the ball. We're not playing in the right places on the pitch. We're playing in our half, so putting ourselves under pressure. But then again, I'll just count it down to complacency. And because, I mean, mentally it's really strong. It's really tough to keep that sort of consistency, especially when you have such a big lead at halftime.
That win takes you to fourth, coach. Your assessment of these first 5 games before we go for this break. What do you think needs to be worked on coming back next year?
Ideally, as I told you even pre-game, ideally that's where we want to be. We want to be in the top 4. Ideally, that's what we're looking at, setting targets of trying to get into the semi-final. So top 4 is good. It's good to go away with. Of course, we'll just go down to the drawing board. It's now to just add to the systems and working on our defense and our attack systems. It's now me and my technical to just go down to the drawing board, do all the hard work for the boys, and then they can come and translate it on the pitch.
Good Christmas present for sure, coach. Enjoy the break.
Merry Christmas.
All right. That's the first game live for you on Bumper Sport. Quins taking this one by 32-13 against Nondies. The second game live, KCB, the hosts, will be playing against Homeboyz at exactly 4 p.m. Enjoy.
Magnificent athlete, Radisha wins.
Missed out on some weekend footballing action, perhaps that last-minute winner.
Aguero!
That controversial moment.
This is the Champions League, headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama.
Respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you, the fans, will be covering all matters football.
Character within these players is magnificent. Also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, your host Mohamed Abubakar, from 8:30 p.m. on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Football 254 is back. Fresh face,
fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Saromala. They started me calling me that name in 2016 because of the hard runs and the hitting and all that, you know. Yeah, so I used to like hit people so hard. Yeah, they started calling me Carpenter. Like, yeah. Most of the teams that I've faced are a little bit technical, but the harder ones have been KCB and Cabras during our previous Kenya Cup when we were not relegated. Yeah, they were tough because they are a little bit technical than us. They have a little bit more resources than us, and most of them are not students. Yeah, they don't have the same challenges, maybe. Yeah. Mukidza. I love his style of play. Yeah. Outside rugby, I love eating and sleeping mostly, yes. My favorite meal is ugali samaki, yes.
Hi.
My name is
Dylan Kerr.
David Rudisha.
Victor Onyama, and you're watching
Bamba Sport.
Bamba Sport.
Bamba Sports.
started my rugby in Ofafa, Jericho. I joined Homeboyz club and I've been there ever since. From Form 1, I started my rugby in Form 1. Alumni were in Homeboyz, so we decided to come to Homeboyz. Started in Team 2, worked my way to the senior side. Locally, I'd have to say Joshua Chisanga, but he's actually abroad, and Emmanuel Mavala, and our captain, who was here a few minutes ago, Polikapo Thiamba. Yeah. It has been wonderful. You have to put in a lot of hard work so that you can earn the jersey. Yeah. Maybe go international, play for the national team. Those are my ambitions.
20 teams. Over 300 rising stars. And tons of stunning goals. Raw, uncut, and true to the game. It's the true spirit of Kenyan football. The National Super League, live on Bamba Sport, free for life.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC is a rugby club based in Nairobi. The club, which is also known as KCB, is nicknamed the Bankers and plays its matches at their home ground, the Lions Den in Ruaraka. KCB was founded in 1989 after the disbanding of Kenya Breweries RFC when their main sponsors Kenya Breweries Limited pulled out.
KCB Rugby was founded in the year 1989. It was founded after Kenya Breweries rugby team folded, and the players came over to KCB and they found a new home at KCB. Some of the founder members who founded KCB are members like Simon Jawizre, who was founder secretary then, Dan Ouma, Sadiq Maki, Asiko Wiro, among others, Mark Andere, among others, who were playing over there and came over to form the club at KCB Rugby.
Kenya Commercial Bank RFC, or KCB RFC, was formed in 1989. It's a very new club. Let's say it's 29 years old this year. And when they came into the league, they found that they're going rough, because already by the time they were being formed, already they were established clubs in the country. Nondies were already there. Nondies were already calling the shots. You had Mean Machine, you had Quins. But that period of rugby was dominated, of course, by Nondies, and to an extent Mean Machine. Then, of course, Quins won the league at some point, I think 95, 96. So I think there's even a year I think they got relegated, but they came back up. But they really struggled. They were not really anywhere for the first 10 years, up to 1999. They were nowhere in the pecking order of the top 3, top 4 Kenya Cup clubs.
Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
And we're back for the second of the double-header fixtures, coming to you from the KCB Sports Club, live and free on Bamba Sports. This is the match that everyone has been waiting for. Defending champions KCB, they lie third on the log with 3 wins and 1 defeat after 4 matches. They play Enterprise Cup champions Homeboyz, who have had a rather indifferent start to the season and will be looking to kickstart that season with a famous scalp against KCB here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. My name is Michael Kwambo, taking you through the afternoon's commentary alongside William Juguna as we just catch a glimpse of the teams making their way out of the tunnel. KCB led by their captain, former Kenya international prop forward Curtis Lilako, and on the other hand, Thomas Okidia. He was part of the Kenya Simbas training squad during the 2018 campaign, leading out Homeboyz. Homeboyz playing in the yellow and blue strip. KCB in their home strip this season. It is blue with a strip of green. William Juguna, your take on the game?
Very interesting game, by the way. Homeboyz, of course, beating KCB in the Enterprise Cup semis when these two teams last met. A few months ago at the tail end of the season in last year. So Homeboyz not have any fear of playing the bunkers, and they also won in the Kenya Cup, I think, in January. One of the very few teams to have come to the Lions' Den and gone away with the victory against a very robust and very strong KCB side. So in the KCB side, Oscar Simiu, George Asin, Curtis Lilako, Francis Mwita, Oliver Mangeni, Andrew Amonde, Felix Ojo, Peter Waitere, Michael Wanjala, Billy Sabwa, Jacob Oje, Esau Otieno, Peter Kilonzo, Tony Onyango, and Darwin Mukita. On the Homeboyz side, Thomas Okidi, the captain, Joseph Amalemba, Meshak Akenga, Wallace Onyango, Polycarp Odhiambo, Richard Alai, Roy Wesonga, Stanley Isogol, Mohamed Omolo, Henry Aya, Bush Mwale, Brian Wandera, Israel Soy, Leon Adongo, and Michael Wanjala. That's the KCB lineup for you. And the coach is Curtis Ilago. And the Homeboyz side there, lying in 7th position in the standings. And on the subs bench for KCB, Peter Karia, Moses Amusala, George Gishure, Ian Indimuli, Brian Nikuli, Samuel Asati, Stafford Abeka, Isaac Njoroge. And on the Homeboyz side, we do have Bruce Yemi, Patrick Oko, Elfas Atemesi, Franco Uma, Jeff Oloch, Johnston Olindi, and Cyprian Kuto. As Henry Aya is going to get matters underway in this encounter. Homeboyz playing from left to right, KCB playing from right to left. The last time KCB were here in a televised game, they lost to Nondies. In case you missed it, Quins have just beaten Quins have just beaten Nondies by 32 points to 13. Dominant first half, saw them lead 29 points to 3 before taking their foot off the gas pedal in the second half. Simon Odongo there. Homeboyz with 2 wins and 2 defeats, and KCB with 3 wins and 1 defeat. Henry Aya gets matters underway here at the Lions' Den in Ruaraka. And two sides who used to train together many years ago before Homeboyz found their own base. Tony Onyango, remember, is a former Homeboyz player, now donning the green jersey of KCB. Darwin Mukitsa with a clearance kick. Line out through there by Joseph Amalemba, but it's snatched away by KCB. Michael Wanjala finds Peter Waitere. What a good game against Quins last week. A match that KCB won, and you saw televised here on Bamba Sport. That is Billy Sabwa with a good chip. Tony Onyango and Peter Kilonzo all contesting for that ball. And here comes Wanjala. Wanjala again. Darwin Mukita looking for pocket of spaces there in the Homeboyz defense. And here comes Michael Wanjala. Wanjala looks for a pocket of space there, and that kick will go back. It was straight out by Michael Wanjala. Not a very good kick by the Kenya Sevens international and Homeboyz fullback. And the play will go back to the Homeboyz side in their 22. And it will be a line-out throw to KCB. As a reminder of the other fixtures being played across the Republic is that the champions, not the champions, but the two unbeaten teams, Cabras and Impala, face off at the Kakamega Showground in Kakamega. Nakuru are at home to Mean Machine. Black Blood host Strathmore, and at the RFU ground on Gog Road, it's Mwamba versus Menengai Oilers. Line out throw for KCB. It's a good take there by Oliver Mangeni now. Homeboyz not contesting. Michael Wanjala drifts wide, goes to Billy Sabwa. Sabwa finds Esau Otieno. Taken out there. Good defense, and it's a good turnover by the Homeboyz, but the referee says that there was a hint of offside there. And a collision of heads between Jacob Ojay and one of the Homeboyz players there. We'll just let you know their names. Billy Sabwa there and Jacob Ojay colliding there with Henry Aya. Just hope that the two players are okay and that they should be able to continue with this game, which is only 3 minutes old, as they're being attended by the medics from both sides. Henry Aya looks okay, a bit winded, but he should be fine, as is Jacob Ojay. Play should resume shortly. So Michael Wanjala with the scrum put in for the bunkers, who are playing from right to left as Homeboyz play from left to right. Here comes Darwin Mukita. Mukita with a good pass there to Tony Onyango. Tony Onyango facing his former side for the very first time. Francis Muita has had a very good season, towering in the line out and also in the loose. Another breakdown. Wanjala finds Curtis Lilako. Oh, Georgia Sin with a good run there. Good support play coming in from Oscar Simiu. And KCB just showing the intent there. And once again, Michael Wanjala goes for the quick tap. Actually, it's Mohamed Omolo. Omolo, does he have support? Finds Israel Soy. Good barnstorming round by Israel Soy. Remember, formerly of Impala. And it's all helter-skelter here, but very good play coming in from both sides. It was a quickly taken tap penalty by Mohamed Omolo. And it's all Homeboyz now, making the KCB side work extra hard in defense, and the referee gives a penalty to Homeboyz. Very fluid, very fast-paced action, and Homeboyz opting to go for the penalty. Henry Aya lining up the penalty attempt. Penalty attempt is unsuccessful, and it will be 22-meter dropout. Sun is out, and the ground's trying to get dry in some parts. Esau Tieno with a 22-meter dropout here for KCB. Pitch looks to be cut up in very many places as Michael Wanjala goes for the box kick, and it finds Darwin Mukitsa, but it's well received there by Darwin Mukitsa there. Kenya Simba's fullback, who's been played out of position this year as Kenya failed to qualify for the 2019 Rugby World Cup. KCB chasing their 4th win of the season out of 5 as Darwin Mukitsa lines up that kick into Homeboyz territory. Aya beats one man, tries to beat a second. It's won there by a man in jersey number 20. Doesn't look to me like Jeff will watch, but it's a good kick there by one there by Jacob Oje, Billy Sabwa. Both teams just testing each other out. The Sabwa's kick goes out, and it will be a line out throw for Homeboyz RFC. Joseph Amalemba with his line-out throw for Homeboyz, and it finds Wallace Onyango, Polikapo Diambo. Good barnstorming run there from Elfas Temesi, and that ball was lost in contact, and it will be advantage to KCB. Late substitution also for KCB sees Brian Nyikuli starting in place of Andrew Amonde. And the referee going to have a scrum reset. Not happy with the front rows. Remember, already Quins winners this early afternoon in the match that was live and free on Bamba Sport, beating Nondies 32 points to 13. So they jump up above Nondies into 4th spot in the standings. And they also get a bonus point for having scored 4 tries. They actually scored a total of 5, but you get a bonus point for winning with 4 tries. The last match day of the calendar year 2018, and Quins already winners this afternoon here at the Lions Den. And Peter Waitere going on a very good run. He scored a try last week. Oliver Mangeni there, good tackle coming in from Wallace Onyango. Wanjala again finds Curtis Lilako. Curtis Lilako goes into contact, but is taken a few meters back. Wanjala finds Isabwa. Isabwa finds Peter Kilonzo, who goes for the kick, but it goes out into touch, and it will be a line-out throw for the DJs. The two sides are testing each other out in this opening 10 minutes of this encounter. And it's a line-out throw there, won by Wallace Onyango. Homeboyz trying to get some options, get some of the runners running here. It's a good run here from the man in jersey number 20, Elfas Messi. Does he have support here? Just find support. It's won there by Leon Adongo. Side from Impala. What can Homeboyz do here? Still 0-0. And good play coming at the breakdown from KCB. Were able to get the turnover. Mangeni finds Kilonzo. Kilonzo finds Darwin Mukitsa. Mukitsa finds Tony Onyango. Onyango goes into touch. And it will be a line-out throw to the DJs.
William Juguna, the DJs surely up for this encounter. They are taking the game to the bankers here at the KCB Sports Club. It has been tentative, it has been tense so far. No scores on the board. It remains 0-0 between Homeboyz in the yellow and blue strip and home side KCB in the blue and green. Ball booted downfield. Darwin Mukidza, we've seen him play in a myriad of positions for the Simbas this season. He's back at his preferred number 15. Kicking that ball deep into Homeboyz territory, only as far as his fellow Kenya international Mohamed Omolo. This is former Kenya Sevens international Michael Wanjala kicking it over, or attempting to kick it over the KCB defense. Jacob Oje does well to field it. The ball has been secured by the bankers. Michael Wanjala with a desperate pass. Billy Isabwa to Peter Waitere, who is driven back but does well to present it once again. Very innocent Kimathi awards KCB the penalty. And William, you have to admit that the quality of play this afternoon games has been rather lively in comparison to last week, when the games took quite a while to boil into life. We saw Quins racing into a 26-point lead against Nondies at the break. This game between Homeboyz and KCB certainly has all the energy. We can feel it in the stands as well. We just hope that it doesn't fade away as the afternoon proceeds.
Yes, absolutely. The game has, the two games this afternoon have been very high quality games, very intense, very physical. The two teams also being very clinical in their play, and Homeboyz not taking a step back here. One of the very few teams to have won the Lions Den this season, having beaten KCB twice, I think. Once in the Enterprise Cup in the semi-finals, winning 11-10, and also winning in the Kenya Cup in January last season. And the scores currently stand at 0-0 as George Asin lines up this line of throw. It's won there by George Mangeni. Oliver Mangeni wins it to Wanjala up top. Wanjala now prevents that ball tries to go at the base of the rack, but the referee has already seen an infringement, and KCB will take play to the corner as Billy Sabwa lines up this penalty to the corner to look for territory. Actually, they've changed their mind. They're actually opting to go for a penalty attempt. Darwin Mukitsa, sharpshooter with the kicking tee, line up this penalty attempt for the first point of the game after 15 minutes. It's been hammer and tongs between the two sides, but nothing on the scoreboard. Can Darwin Mukitsa find his range and the accuracy to put this over?
And that kick from Darwin Mukidza is accurate, sailing between the sticks to give KCB a 3-0 lead. Is that the first of many points across the board from both teams that we expect this afternoon, or will this be a dull and dreary affair? Remember, the ground not really doing anyone much favors, but the sun is out and would probably just help to ease the playing conditions a bit. In our picture there is Henry Aya bracing himself for the restart. Former Kenya under-20 international, made the move from Nakuru during the off-season. The ball claimed by Peter Waitere. That tackle looks desperate on him. He finds the floor. Michael Wanjala to Issa Otieno. This is Darwin Mukidza with another high kick. Is this something to gift Homeboyz? Yes, it is. That was Bush Mwale, former Kenya Sevens international and alumni of the Kakamega High School. It's quite a number of players who played their rugby here at Kakamega High School. Michael Wanjala Walyaula for KCB. Billy Sabwa also at KCB. Bush Mwale on the Homeboyz side. And incidentally, there are two Michael Wanjalas on the field of play. There's Michael Wanjala Walyaula, the KCB scrum half, and Michael Matayo Wanjala, the Homeboyz fullback.
Will be a line throw for KCB. They do have the slim lead, 3-0. Sun has come out after a week of heavy rains pounding the city, but the surface looks to have been cut up in several areas, and probably after this final game of the season here, of the calendar year at the Lions, then maybe the ground will have time to be restructured and maybe a bit of grass grow and cover these patches. Felix Ojo with a very good run there. Wanjala gets to Isabwa. Isabwa now finds Esau Otieno. Esau Otieno finds Darwin Mukita. Now Tony Onyango, who knows this Homeboyz side like the back of his hand.
But the flip side of that is that they know him well too, and they'll probably not allow him any breathing space. Peter Kilonzo with a quickly taken penalty. Oliver Mangeni just marshalling his player into contact. It looks to have dropped to the floor, but claimed by Michael Wanjala. Oscar Simiu races clear, but looks to be slowed down there by Thomas Okidia. Michael Wanjala Walyaula with the pass. It looked to have traveled forward. It doesn't matter. The referee hasn't called it. This is George Asin with the distribution out wide. Francis Muita is racing to the try line. He is stopped agonizingly close. This is good play coming through from KCB, and Billy Museveni Isabwa is going to score the game's opening try. KCB go 8-0 ahead here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka.
Well worked try there by KCB, and it all started with that barnstorming run by George Asin. He was able to pop up that ball to Francis Muita, and Muita just tackled 3-4 meters short of the try line. But a quick recycle there by Michael Wanjala, and the Homeboyz defensive alignment wasn't right. And that try scored by Billy Sabwa Museveni takes the score now to 8-0 with the conversion kick to come by Darwin Mukita.
Up. Can Darwin Mukidza's kick sail between the sticks? KCB to sail into the double digits. They have certainly come to the party. The DJs are yet to turn up the music. Remember, there's always excitement whenever these two sides face off against each other. Remember, Homeboyz Rugby and KCB share quite the history as the conversion is successful, takes the scores to 10-0. We're heading into the 20-minute mark here at the KCB Sports Club. There's the bankers in the lead. A try from Billy Isabwa. Conversion from Darwin Mukidza, who also drilled home a penalty. And joining us online from San Francisco in the United States is veteran rugby journalist, respected rugby journalist Eric the Panther Odanga, catching the action live on the live stream. Still have about 60 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Hosts and defending champions KCB, they lie third on the current league table, leading Homeboyz, the Enterprise Cup champions, by 10-0. William Juguna, I do believe this match is not yet over. There's still so much of a contest.
Absolutely, yes. And just as you said, KCB lying third on the table, and a win today and a defeat for Impala at the Kakamega Showground should take KCB to second spot on the standings. And KCB already off to a very flying start. Michael Wanjala there from that scrum gives it to Isabwa. Isabwa finds Esau Otieno. Esau Otieno now finds Peter Kilonzo, goes into a tackle there, but is able to present that ball to Michael Wanjala. Wanjala now finds Felix Ojo. Ojo, a strong ball carrier, very abrasive. Holds on to that ball, presents it to Wanjala, who gives it now to Peter Kilonzo. It's all KCB. Michael, that's Jacob Oje, who gives it now to Billy Sabwa. KCB literally just going through the gears here, offloading in the tackle, looking very promising here. The ball is kicked by man in jersey number 19 for Homeboyz team there. but the referee had called for an early infringement. Remember, the final match day calendar of the year 2018. We do have other fixtures being played in the city at the Lions, at the RFUA ground. We do have Mwamba facing Menengai Oilers, and at Ruiru at Kenyatta University, it's Black Blood hosting Strathmore in a university derby. And in Nakuru, it's the top fry Nakuru side facing Mean Machine, and then it's 1-2 at the Kakamega showground between Cabras and Impala. And we'll be giving you updated scores of all those fixtures as Homeboyz do on a penalty from that infringement there. What can they do? They need to get their hands on the board. You just get the feeling that KCB is not a team that will let a lead slip. Bush Mwale chases that kick. It will be advantage to the DJs. After 22.5 minutes gone, it's KCB leading by 10-0. The try scorer, Billy Sabwa, conversion by Darwin Mukitsa, and the penalty by Darwin Mukitsa.
This is an opportunity for Homeboyz to strike back and stay within range of the bankers. The ball is loose on the floor. Mohamed Omolo with the distribution there. The tackle on Ray Osonga actually forces a turnover. It was a positive tackle coming through from former Homeboyz man Felix Ojo. He's also a former Kenya under-20 international, as quite a number of players on both sides. Remember, immediate former Homeboyz coach Paul Murunga, now in charge of the Kenya Sevens, had a stint with the Kenya under-20s. What an exciting stint it was. Saw players like Oscar Simeo, Stanley Isogol, to name but a few, come through the ranks. Malcolm Unsando from Quins, who we saw score a try in the earlier match against Nondies, all played under Paul Murunga, who has now gone on to become head coach of the Kenya Sevens national team. George Asin with a line-out throw. Oliver Mangeni claims it. That pass wasn't good enough, but it finds former Kakamega High School man and former Kenya Simba's captain, Brian Nyikuli. This is Issa Otieno. Has been starting at inside center for KCB instead of the regular Brian Omondi, who has been missing in action over the past 3 match days. Peter Waitere goes down to the floor in a bundle, but the ball is out. This is Curtis Lilako. Attacks the space, finds the floor. Wanjala, Mukidza, slippery run from him. He finds the floor as well. Keeps it alive through Felix Ojo. Numbers arriving there. Wanjala, Asin. That's a crunching tackle from Ray Wasonga. Doesn't matter, the banker is still in possession. Isabwa, the try scorer. Mukidza, he has Peter Kilonzo out in support. This is Waitere. It was a crucial steal from the back row man, formerly with the Catholic monks. But the penalty advantage swings the way of Homeboyz.
Yes, handling the ball on the ground there, not releasing it for it to be played by Homeboyz. And Homeboyz there just dodge a bullet. Lost count the amount of phases there that Homeboyz went through, and I'm through KCB went through, and you can just tell how KCB are playing. They're literally just going through the phases and offloading the ball in contact, looking for the extra man, looking for the extra pass, just to try and stretch the Homeboyz defense. And it's working very well, because they lead here by 10 points to nil, and you get the feeling that they're not a try or two away from doubling that advantage here at the Lions' Den. In case you missed it, Kenya Harlequins did beat Nondies by 32 points to 13, a bonus point victory for Charles Kaduvilis and his men. As here comes Polycarp Odhiambo, presents the ball to Mohamed Omolo, but I think the ball was taken already very quickly. And what can Homeboyz do? Remember, Homeboyz having won 2 and lost 2. The captain, Thomas Okidia, goes into contact there, presents the ball to Mohamed Omolo, capped by the Kenya Simbas this season. Odhiambo, Aya now opting to take matters into his own hands, looks for a kick downfield. I think the ball will go dead. Actually, will go out. Play will come back to where Aya took that kick.
But you have to give kudos to Aya. Lifted his head up and saw that pocket was not well covered by the KCB defenders, much as Jacob Ojay does possess parking pace. It's just the accuracy of his kick that let him down. But you can see the intent from both teams early on. This is Michael Wanjala with the scrum feed. Isabwa once again with the offload to Peter Kilonzo. Peter Kilonzo has a man in support. That was Issa Otieno. Bundling tackle there from Ray Osonga. And Ray Osonga is really putting the tackles for Homeboyz. Oliver Mangeni acting to run into space, but not given much space. Brought down to the floor there by a Homeboyz defender. Still KCB. It looks as though Homeboyz are forced a turnover. No, they are guilty of the infringement and are penalized in front of the sticks. And from the body language of the KCB players, they are certainly going to kick for goal.
Yeah, definitely it should be a kickable penalty here for Darwin Mukitsa, just to keep the scoreboard ticking and put pressure on Homeboyz. And Darwin Mukitsa really misses on these positions. I don't know if you are jumping the gun too early, the commentators curse, but KCB, you can just tell what they want to do. And Darwin Mukitsa, very deadly in front of the posts, and from this range, should be easy for him. And it does go in, and that takes the score now to 13 points to 0 for the Bankers. Try scored by Billy Sabwa, converted by Darwin Mukitsa, and 2 penalties by the Smiling Assassin, giving KCB a 13-0 lead after 28.5 minutes played here at the Lions Den in Dwaraka.
Still have 12 minutes to the close of the first half. As William rightly puts it, the Bankers racing into a 13-0 lead. Henry Ayar tasked with giving Homeboyz a go-forward ball. This restart will be crucial. It is claimed by Peter Waitere. Going down under the tackle from Bush Mwale. Michael Wanjala with the pass to George Asin. He seemed to have lost the ball on the tackle, but Wanjala finds the ball, sneaking through one defender, goes down to the ground. This is Billy Isabwa now at scrum half with the box kick. Ball is fielded by former Impala man, former Kenya Sevens international Leon Adongo. And the penalty to Homeboyz. Michael Wanjala wanted to tap and go. Henry Aya looking for territory. Homeboyz will look to battle KCB in the forwards. It is important that they get a score before the interval because of the boost that it gives you psychologically.
Very critical, as they say that in rugby, the last 5 minutes before the interval and the first 5 minutes of the second half, very crucial. And the DJs are chasing this game as Wolo Sonyango wins that line out throw, but the referee has called it again back. Wasn't a gap there. And Homeboyz can't allow KCB to run away with this game. Andrew Amonde there just walking past by. Didn't start this game. I don't know why Curtis Lack opted to field this game. And once again, a bit of obstruction between the Homeboyz forwards there. Once again, really curtailing the momentum as they need to be asking questions of this KCB defense. They hand the advantage back to the Bankers.
Well, actually, Andrew Amonde doesn't start this game because he was attending the wedding of former KCB player and former Kenya international prop forward Mark Emitati. Obviously caught up in traffic, but has made his way down to the venue. We'll probably be seeing him in the second half. As a result, Brian Nyikuli, who was to start this match off the bench, claiming the starting position at number 6. And he's in that back row partnership with Felix Ojo.
9 minutes to go to the end of the first half. It's KCB leading by 13 points to 0. How time has really flown. Mangeni wins it there over the top, finds Wanjala. Wanjala now finds Ojo. Ojo finds now Brian Nyikuli, very experienced veteran. old soldier of this game, having played for Impala, Harlequins, and Strathmore Leos in his career. Kilonzo finds Jacob Oje, who scored against Harlequins, but this time the Harlequins Homeboyz defense reading him very well there. Bush Mwale and Israel Soy shepherding him out into touch, and it will be a line-out throw to the DJs.
And for your information, Brian Yukuli has also had a stint at Homeboyz. Widely traveled, widely experienced player. Has captained the Kenya Simbas as well. That ball stolen in the air by Wole Sonyango. This is Mohamed Omolo. Finds the ball presented to him. Plays it out. Tackle comes through from Peter Waitere. Just forces his man to the ground. Omolo just looking to stretch the KCB defense. Leon Odongo running hard for the DJs. This is Omolo once again. Homeboyz looking to poke holes in the KCB defense. Thomas Okidia, but he loses the ball on the tackle. No, not legally, says the referee. Kelvin Kimathi.
Just a reminder of you that Homeboyz have won 2 matches and lost 2, beating Mwamba by 22 points to 18, and beating Menengai Oilers last weekend 31-28, but losing the opening fixture of the game of the season to Nondies 20 points to 14, and also losing to Harlequins by 35 points to 15. But kick did not find touch, and it's going to be KCB with a clearance kick there. And Homeboyz, what can they make of it here? Good defense there coming in from Peter Kilonzo. Mohamed Omolo. Once again, very few times we've seen the Homeboyz players going over the advantage line. Aya flows it out wide to...
That is Thomas Okidia, finds himself in a spot of bother. Does well to find the floor and avail the ball. Michael Wanjala and Bush Mwale just looking to secure that rack. Wanjala acting at scrum half. Passes that ball to Joseph Amalemba. Mohamed Omolo, Henry Aya. Wole Sonyango brought down, but keeping the ball alive for Homeboyz. George Asin slows down Thomas Okidia's momentum. Okidia has men arriving in numbers. This is Wanjala. Polycarp Odhiambo has played his rugby at KCB and Cabras Sugar as well. 30-year-old has also clocked in quite the mileage. Comes to Kenya Cup rugby action. That is Roy Wesonga. Looked to have spilled the ball on the floor, but the referee hasn't called for anything yet. Brian Wandera, formerly of Kenya Harlequin and Daystar, secures that ruck. Thomas Okidia, we don't expect him to act at scrum half. That's more like it. Mohamed Omolo, Henry Aya, Wole Sonyango. He has been quite busy, but he finds himself in a bind there. Oliver Mangeni trying to rob him of possession. Doesn't matter. KCB have forced the turnover there. It's made it difficult for Wole Sonyango to find the floor. And everybody is appreciating the effort, both on the Homeboyz side, both on the KCB side. Of course, Homeboyz just happy with themselves for the pressure that they are putting on KCB. The Bankers, on the other hand, obviously applauding their defensive effort against the DJs as we head into 35 minutes, about 5 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, just Homeboyz, for me, just literally just running out of options here. They're trying everything that they can, but they're not really getting over the advantage line. And you can see when that last play, Davi Mukita just drops that ball, and it will be advantage back to Homeboyz. 13-0 the scoreline. Homeboyz need to get on the board quickly. You don't want to enter into halftime with a score of an egg next to you, and you'd like to get some points on the ball just before halftime, just to kickstart your campaign, because I think KCB have played the percentage rugby very well. They've dominated possession and territory, and the 1-2 chances that they've had, they have really taken them. Molo goes for the quick tap there. Now what can Homeboyz do with this now? Trying to drive through there. Going for the pick and drive phases. To get some ground here, they need to get some good ground to launch into the red zone. As Mohamed Molo tries to take that ball from where it is with his forwards. 3.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half. And it's Homeboyz knocking on the door here.
This is Polycarp Odhiambo, Mohamed Omolo, Henry Aya. That was Israel Soy playing it out wide. He was looking for Bush Mwale, but that was a wayward pass. Once again, Homeboyz' progress being curtailed by quite a number of unforced errors. Probably a tad too much anxiety as they chase the game. KCB doing well to run down the clock. Do have less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. KCB leading by 13 points to 0 off that try from Billy Isabwa. Darwin Mukidza contributing more points through 2 penalties and a conversion.
Yes, I think the referee has called it for a forward pass there from Israel Soy. And that's lack of composure, and the referee penalizes KCB, I think, for early engagement in the scrum. Now what do Homeboyz do? Hope to go to the corner and probably win the line out from that corner and probably set up an attacking wall as we come to the end of this first half. The sun is out, it's very clear despite the heavy rain that we've had in Nairobi since Tuesday. But the pitch conditions, not the very best, some parts slippery, but entertaining rugby being displayed by both sides. And in case you missed it, in the first game of a double header, is that Harlequins did beat Nondies by 32 points to 13. The dominant first half where they led by 29 points to 3. So Quins leapfrog Nondies into 4th spot on the log. And what a good way for them to finish the year with a win, as Nondies pick up their 2nd consecutive loss of the season. So another line out throw here for the DJs. Joseph Amalemba. Does he go to the middle? Does he go to the front? Does he go to the tail end? And the referee once again, Innocent Kimathi, going for the half penalty. The line out throw was not straight, and once again, for the 3rd time of the first half, Homeboyz miss an opportunity to put pressure on KCB. With 13 seconds to the end of the first half here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. It's KCB looking very comfortable. They lead by 13 points to 0.
And indeed, that was the last order of business for the half. Darwin Mukidza just kicking that ball out into touch. The referee calling seconds later to signal the end of the first half. It is halftime. KCB leading by 13 points to 0. Billy Isabo's try, Darwin Mukidza's 2 penalties and a conversion, confirming that 13-0 score at the interval. Remember, we have other matches around the country and we will be updating you as soon as we get the results. For any moment now, we will be going into halftime. And we'll catch a glimpse of the event highlights from the first half. Let's just catch a glimpse of the first half highlights. That was George Asin with that crucial break. The offload to Oscar Simiu. He had a man there in support. This was lively as well from Homeboyz. Israel Soy fending off quite a number of defenders. That tackle looked high from Mangeni And that was the moment Darwin Mukidza got the game's opening points. And then there was this run from Francis Buita, barnstorming run. He was stopped agonizingly close to the try line. Didn't matter because that man, Billy Museveni Isabwa, former Kenya under-20 international, scored the game's opening try for an 8-0 score. Darwin Mukidza converted. Later added a penalty as we go into a break for the halftime interval.
Magnificent athlete, Rhodesia wins.
Missed out on some weekend footballing action, perhaps that last-minute winner. That controversial moment.
This is the Champions League, headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama.
Respect, respect, respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you the fans will be covering all matters football.
Character within these players is magnificent. Also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, host Mohamed Abubakar from 8:30 p.m. on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
On Wednesday, sit back and learn more about the people who are making the news in the sports industry on Sports Chat.
An African player you've wished you could have played with, past or present?
I'm saying two. You know,
Okay.
I'm going to say Mane and Salah because of the Liverpool connection.
Yeah.
I think I'd have scored a few more goals playing with them too.
Definitely. They've proved that they can share goals between
brilliant,
all
yeah.
three. All the three
Yeah,
of them.
great
are
players,
familiar.
aren't they? Great players.
Definitely. And now that you've mentioned that, there's another question that was further down. The two are in the final shortlist for the BBC African Player of the Year, Mane and Mo Salah. Who do you think has a chance of getting it this year?
It's a tough one. I think with, I'm a big fan of Mane, actually. I'm a real big fan of him. You know, I'd like to see him with it. You know, Mo won it. Did Mo win it last year?
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
So Mo won it last year. And obviously his achievements, not only for Liverpool, but you know, for Egypt, the national team. I think you'll probably see him winning it.
And they both went to the World Cup as well. So it's
yeah,
a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I hope none of them will hold you to it. Just pick one.
I think Mo will probably win it. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Sadio won it as well.
All right. That's even safer.
No, I'll tell you, I'm a fence sitter. Yeah.
Only on Bamba Sport.
Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
Welcome back for the second half of this Kenya Cup clash between KCB and Homeboyz RFC. Remember, this is Kenya Cup match day 5 coming to you live and free on Bamba Sport from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. A few seconds ago, we did see a confirmation of the score at halftime. KCB leading by 13 points to 0. Billy Museveni Isabwa with the try. Darwin Mukidza with 2 penalties and a conversion as Isa Otieno gets us underway for the second half. Homeboyz will need to get points on the board immediately if they are to stay in touch. Because during the halftime chat with William Juguna, he did say that KCB operating more like a boa constrictor, capable of snuffing the life out of you. We saw what they did to Kenya Harlequin last week, racing into such a massive lead. By the time Quins came back, there was little time left on the ticker. But as sports purists would like to put it, every game comes with its own challenges and things could change. And we have 40 minutes to see the response from Homeboyz. This is Mohamed Omolo with the box kick downfield to relieve the pressure, but he only kicks it as far as Jacob Oje. This is Darwin Mukidza, lifts his head. That kick downfield goes straight out into touch. Actually did bounce before going out into touch. It was a bit challenging for Leon Adongo. He actually committed a handling error in his attempt to field that ball. It is a scrum feed for KCB from the scrum down. And what a way to enter your opponent's half as the second half begins here at the KCB Sports Club. And a substitution being made early on by the bankers. George Asin is off. In his place comes Peter Carrier. Like for like sub in the front rows. Peter Carrier tasked with playing at hooker for the remaining 39 or so minutes in the second half. Man in shirt number 27, Brian Nyukuli, widely travelled, very experienced forward. Had a brief stint in the midfield during his days at Impala RFC, but has cut his teeth as a loose forward. He also was a part of the Kenya Sevens team close to a decade ago.
Latest score from the Kakamega Showground at halftime is that Cabras are leading Impala by 28 points to 0. So if things remain the way they are, it looks like KCB could go into second on the standings, and Cabras will be on top by the time we start the new year, 2019. We shall be updating you of the other scores. Mwamba versus Menengai Oilers, and also Nakuru playing Mid Machine, and Black Blood are hosting Strathmore Leos. Remember, Strathmore Leos winless in their first 4 games of the season, and early candidates for relegation to the nationwide if they don't improve.
Now picture there Michael Wanjala just bracing himself for that scrum feed as play resumes. KCB with one change in the front row. Peter Carrier on for George Asin. This is Billy Sabwa, lost his footing there. He was caught in 2 minds as to whether to offload the ball to Peter Kilonzo or attack the space. Doesn't matter as the Bankers stay in possession. This is Oscar Simiu. As Michael Wanjala looks for that ball, he gets it. Peter Waitere plays it short to Francis Muita, who breaks through one tackle. Was that delivery successful? No, it wasn't. There was a handling error committed by Felix Ojo in the run-up to claiming that ball from Francis Muita. 4 minutes into the second half, the scores remain 13-0. KCB's points have come from Billy Sabwa, who landed a try, Darwin Mukidza, who has kicked over everything else, a conversion and 2 penalties. And for all the questions that Homeboyz have asked of KCB, they really haven't threatened, but they still have about 36 minutes to do so and make this game a contest.
As KCB continuing with the rich vein of form that they showed in the first half there, the offloading, running into space, trying to really manipulate the Homeboyz defense, and so far it's working very well. So Mohamed Omolo with the scrum put in for Homeboyz, who are taking a battering at scrum time. Haven't seen so much of Brian Wandera in this game at jersey number 13, jersey number 12, but he gets the first bite. I think Henry Aya trying to go on around there. But the KCB defense well telegraphed, and it's actually been stolen here by Tony Onyango. Actually Michael Wanjala, and that was a knock on there. It was an attempted intercept by Henry Aya, but referee has halted the play to proceedings. It was KCB player who is injured. Very warm welcome to wherever you're watching Match Day 5 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. The champions and the holders, KCB, leading Homeboyz here by 13 points to 0. The try scored by Billy Isabwa, and the conversion by Darwin Mukitsa, with 2 further penalties by Mukitsa, giving them the edge here. Homeboyz, remember, having won 2, lost 2, while KCB have won 3 and lost 1. The wins for the Bankers coming against Menengai Oilers, Mwamba, and Quins, and the only defeat against Nondies, which ended their 20-month unbeaten run. So Michael Wanjala, scrum put in here for KCB. Wanjala gives it to Isabwa. Isabwa now finds Isa Otieno, and Isa Otieno finds Tony Onyango. Otieno again, Isa Otieno running into some Homeboyz defense, but is able to get over the advantage line. Wanjala flings a pass there to Peter Waitere. What a solid game against Quins last week. Darwin Mukitsa, Curtis Lilako shrugging off 1-2 then, Homeboyz defenders. Wanjala again flings it out wide now to Francis Mwita, who's had a solid game. Always on the shoulder of his ball carrier. Wanjala with a long pass to Billy Sabwa. Sabwa trying to look for support here and finds Israel Soy. Now can Soy go all the way? He loses the ball there in possession. And what an opportunity there for Homeboyz. Israel Soy just to hold on to that ball for a couple of more meters and look for support from his runner. And just couldn't get anyone running on his shoulder. The former Impala man there coughing the ball as Michael Wanjala made the tackle. And Peter Carrier has come in for Georgia Sin. Some substitutions there for the Bankers. And you get the feeling that should KCB score a second try, then this game could be over, could be out of reach for Homeboyz.
This is Michael Wanjala with the scrum feed. Ball looked to have been tapped. Went back. This is Darwin Mukidza, found himself at fly half. Peter Waitere. Oliver Mangeni secures that ruck. Curtis Lilako shows remarkable strength to keep his feet as he went into the challenge. Felix Ojo with the offload to Michael Wanjala, looking for his support, finds himself isolated. Peter Carrier just making sure that the Bankers secure possession. Tony Onyango at scrum half. Brian Nyikuli just took his eye off the ball for a second. Unforced error there that swings the possession and advantage to Homeboyz.
You can see the intent that KCB want to play. They are playing at full pace, offloads, looking for the man in space, trying to really catch this Homeboyz defense off guard as Andrew Amonde comes in. Former Kenya Sevens skipper, veteran of this team, provides leadership to the squad as Brian Nyikuli goes off and Amonde backs down at blind third flank as Felix Ojo now is on the other side at open side flank.
And this is Mohamed Umolo with the scrum feed for Homeboyz, looking to attack from the base of the scrum. Bush Mwale. Actually, that was Jeff Olwach and not Bush Mwale. Finds himself in a bind, and you can see the frustration in Bush Mwale's face. KCB making it difficult for Homeboyz to breathe.
Yeah, but also Homeboyz not really getting over the advantage line, and if you don't get over the advantage line, I don't think there's any much work you've done, because from that scrum put in, it's like they were going behind. No one was really meeting the ball at pace with the exception of Jeff Olwach, and Jeff Olwach was actually arm wrestled there and didn't deliver the ball, or the KCB side didn't provide, or the Homeboyz side did not provide good support as Michael Wanjala gets that ball into the scrum, gives it to Darwin Mukita at first receiver, and Peter Kilonzo, I think, slipped and fell, but is presents the ball to Andrew Amonde, who's come in. Amonde going into two tackles there, presents the ball now to Wanjala.
This is Oliver Mangeni receiving that ball at pace. Few more meters gained by the Bankers. Francis Mwita, that was a wayward pass from him. He's lucky that Thomas Okida didn't claim it. This is Mohamed Omolo, pounces on the loose ball, turning on the gas. Jacob Ojay is going to chase, but it's all going to be in vain. Mohamed Omolo with a crucial try for Homeboyz brings the score to 13-5. Homeboyz suddenly within striking range after finding themselves on the ropes.
Absolutely. And a try literally out of nothing, because there was a KCB ball. KCB were going through the phases, but Mohamed Omolo just showing gas there and speed. Put the hammer down, and this should be a converted try for the DJs. And a try literally out of nothing. The Homeboyz team has been feeding off scraps for the better part of this game. And finally, they get their first points on the board through Kenya Simba's international Mohamed Omolo. And you can literally burst off speed there. One intention in the eyes of Mohamed Omolo, and despite the tensions there of Jacob Oje, Mohamed Omolo goes over the whitewash, and the conversion kick to come. Conversion kick is good by Omolo. That takes the score now to 13-7. Actually, the conversion kick by Henry Aya, and it's game on for the DJs.
Well, we are setting ourselves up for a very exciting 28 minutes. Current scores 13-7. You know, just looking at that slow motion replay, it's as though Isaac Njoroge at fullback for KCB was running with his handbrake on. No opposition whatsoever to Mohamed Omolo's sprint after pouncing on that loose ball. A number of replacements made by the bankers. Will they prove to be costly? And will this hand the advantage to Homeboyz? They are suddenly playing with a spring in their step. And that spring is curtailed. Quick penalty there. Andrew Amonde with a tap and go. Catches the Homeboyz defenders on the back foot. Samuel Asati plays that ball out wide. Asati is on for Michael Wanjala at scrum half. Isaac Njoroge has come on for Tony Onyango and has slotted to the fullback position. We certainly do have a match on our hands. Should be an interesting 26 minutes to play. Darwin Mukidza has slotted into the fly half's role. Remember, Billy Isabwa has been replaced as well. This is Mohamed Omolo. That was furious from KCB. Doesn't matter because Bush Mwale is in possession. Is he going to run from deep? That was some strong running from the former Kenya Sevens international. Mohamed Omolo with the box kick downfield, just forcing the KCB players to turn. And a confirmation. Isaac Njoroge replacing Billy Isabwa. And in the scheme of things, he slots into fullback. Darwin Mukidza heading into the fly half's role.
Yes, Amonde. I'm getting that ball from that line out from it was a messy line out from the bunkers, but Oliver Mangeni was able to tap it back.
Sizisa Otieno plays it to Tony Onyango, goes down under the challenge from Jeff Olwatch. There's an almighty scrap heap for the ball on the floor.
Latest scoreline from the RFUA ground, where Menengai Oilers are the visitors to Mwamba is that Mwamba were leading 15-5 at halftime. Remember, Cabras were leading 28-0 at the halftime interval against Impala. So looks like Impala's unbeaten run will come to an end, and Cabras should be able to continue with the unbeaten run unless something miraculous can happen in the second half for Impala to turn around that game.
Meanwhile, from the ensuing penalty here at the KCB Sports Club, KCB have elected to go for territory. They'll be looking to attack from the line out as Isao Otieno just receives a bit of attention from the medics, as the cameraman also focused his attention on a group of fans probably discussing the outcomes of the first half of this match. Doesn't matter because KCB continue to surge forward. That is Darwin Mukidza. Samuel Asati plays it through. This is Felix Ojo. Asati with the distribution out wide. Peter Waitere keeps his feet under the challenge from Homeboyz. Darwin Mukidza with the reverse pass. It was too hard for Jacob Oje and the ball is lost. Jeff Olwatch looks to run. Wow. He's lucky because, or KCB are lucky because the referee calls for the infringement. But Jeff Olwatch had broken through from those tackles and there was only one thing on his mind until referee Calvin Kimathi curtailed those ideas.
Absolutely. That to me looked like Jeff Olwatch was actually going to be away. I mean, Jeff Olwatch, one of the few players who left with his credibility intact after playing for the Kenya Sevens in Dubai. Remember, this is a player who had not even played at the Sevens circuit and even the Africa Cup Sevens. But visa issues did not see him play at the Cape Town Sevens last weekend. But a crucial player going forward for the Kenya Sevens and for Homeboyz.
This is Samuel Asati, just feeds that ball. Peter Waitere will look to walk it home from there. Does he barge over the try line? No, he is slowed down by the Homeboyz defense. Felix Ojo is looking for that ball, as is that man now in possession. Have KCB grounded it? They have. The try has been scored by Andrew Amonde, taking the score to 18-7.
Try has been coming, sustained pressure there from the KCB forwards, and Andrew Amonde coming in as a second half substitute, showing muscular upper body strength to go over the line and takes the score to 18-7. You feel that the Homeboyz players were not happy with the referee there, but the referee's decision is final, and the conversion kick now to come from Darwin Mukitsa. Takes the score now to 20 points to 7, and that sniff that Homeboyz had has currently disappeared. It's now a 13-point ball game for the Bunkers, and probably they will be chasing a bonus point. It's the second try. Second try of the afternoon for KCB. The first try scored by Billy Sabwa, second try by Andrew Amonde, so they're still a long way off from the bonus point. Beg your pardon.
This is Henry Aya getting the match underway once again for Homeboyz, gifting the KCB forwards possession. Tony Onyango with a strong run carries that ball a few meters, and this is Stafford Abeka on as a second half substitute. Hard running, the delivery to Asati to Darwin Mukitsa in his characteristic fashion holds off his defender, goes over the chalk. A third try in less than 2 minutes for KCB. Suddenly they're 25-7 up. What a response after that try from Mohamed Omolo.
Absolutely, and this game probably could be all over for the Homeboyz team. It all started with a kickoff. Good handling by the Bunkers. Darwin Mukitsa holding off Michael Wanjala there, a smaller man, but Darwin Mukitsa, good upper body strength and momentum to carry himself to score the third try for the Bunkers. And you could say the bonus point is probably in sight with 20 minutes to go to the end of this encounter here. KCB 25, Homeboyz 7 with the conversion to come. Remember, the halftime score was 13-0 before Mohamed Omolo sprang Homeboyz into action. But as it stands, it's the Bunkers who have the tails up, and they are leading by 25 points to 7 with the conversion kick to come. And Mukita slips, but he gets the conversion right despite slipping on the turf. So that takes the score now to 27 points to 7. And with a 20-point buffer over the DJs, KCB inching ever closer to a 4th win of the season.
Darwin Mukitsa's kicking has been perfect from the tee. Three conversions and 2 penalties in addition to a try. As Homeboyz make a replacement, this is Kenya Sevens international Johnston Olindi, the 19-year-old, coming on for the 22-year-old Henry Aya. His restart is high and hanging, but claimed rather feebly with feeble opposition by Oliver Mangeni. There is a penalty, and it is awarded to Homeboyz. Bush Mwale with a quick tap to Jeff Watch. Strong running from the Kenya Sevens man.
KCB were not a full 10 yards from the referee's instruction. And what option now do Homeboyz have? They need to get a try here. They opted to go for the points. Johnston Olindi. Oh, Henry Aya still on the field. And you can see the impact that Jeff Oloch has provided off the bench. Very strong ball carrier, is able to get over the advantage line. What they were lacking in the first half. But Henry Aya now with the kicking duties has to narrow the gap now to 17. Probably they should have gone to the corner and go for the line out. And probably try and get a try and narrow the gap to at least 11 points. 18.5 minutes to go. Aya's kick. And it is over the sticks, and it is now 27 points to 10. Still a gap of 17 points, meaning that the DJs still have to score the next try, because KCB get the next try, and Michael Kwambo, I think this game could be well and truly over.
True indeed, William.
Those two tries in a span of minutes have really have knocked out the stuffing out of the DJs' fight back in this game.
But you still feel the DJs can actually pull off something. They will have to show great mental resolve to stay focused on the goal at hand, which is keeping in touch with the bankers. Darwin Mukidza braces for the restart. There's a ball deep into Homeboyz territory. It's claimed by Jeff Watch. Goes down under the challenge from Peter Waitere. Ian Indimuli is also on as a second half substitute for the bankers.
So to Cyprian Kuto, played for the Kenya Sevens last week at the Cape Town leg, the Sevens circuit.
KCB have done this time and again throughout this match, just looking to force the turnover, making it difficult for a player in possession to find the floor.
Moses Amusala also on for the bankers. Raft of substitutions from both sides. We just tell that probably KCB have one foot in the bag already as far as this victory is concerned. So they're probably just trying to empty their bench and see what the reserves can do with 15 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. In case you missed it, Kenya Harlequins did beat Nondies by 32 points to 13 to record their third win of the season.
This is Waitere with the pass out wide to Jacob Oje. He's one-on-one with Brian Wandera. He goes down, but Asati once again plays it to Ian Indimuli. Rides through the first tackle, goes down. Does that second tackle. Peter Karia with the offload. Felix Ojo, this was flowing, eventually claimed by Peter Kilonzo. KCB attacking in numbers. Peter Karia once again shows the ball. He goes over the chalk. No, he doesn't. The referee calls for the penalty. Homeboyz players caught offside. KCB have looked dangerous whenever they've been able to string together a few phases of play. They are certainly dominating the proceedings here at their home venue, the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Ian Indimuli, versatile utility forward, can give you action anywhere from the second row to the back row. He has come on for Francis Muita. He's now pairing up with Oliver Mangeni in the second row. This is Samuel Asati, Kenya under-20 international. With that feed, the bankers just looking to walk it home. It is at the feet of Peter Waitere. Asati picks up that ball. Homeboyz defending desperately. The ball is presented. The advantage remains with the bankers. Attacking in numbers. Homeboyz defending desperately. It's an almighty battle there for the ball. And can they have the momentum to go over the chalk? Held up. Moses Amsala, we have seen him score from close quarters before. But at this particular juncture, he was held up. But the advantage remains with the bankers as we head into the last 14 or so minutes of the match. They hold a 17-point lead over Homeboyz. 27-10 the scores here at
the Lions Den.
The Lions Den in Ruaraka. Once again, Asati with another scrum feed. Waitere What's the intention from Waitere? His intention is to score the try, and he does. The bonus point is in the bag. That was coming, that was predictable from the moment Waitere had that ball in the loose. The fourth try that takes the score to 32-10. William Juguna, KCB have the bonus point in the bag. Comprehensive, they are controlling this game.
Absolutely, yes, they are controlling the game, and as we said earlier, the bonus point was coming. Those two tries in a minute really building up a platform, and Peter Waitere doing what he does best. Remember last week, scored a similar try against Quins, and that takes the score now to 32 points to 10, with the conversion kick to come by Darwin Mukitsa. And just a very different KCB side than from what we saw in the first half. A bit slow off the blocks, but very dominant here, very clinical in the second half in their approach, winning the battles up front. And Homeboyz now will be trying to finish this game with at least a consolation try or two, because this game is truly well and over. Conversion kick is over by Darwin Mukitsa, who takes the score now to 34 points to 10, and we still do have 12.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter here at the Lions Den in Ruaraka, the final match day of the 2018 calendar, and hostilities will resume on the 12th of January 2019, literally a month away from today.
This is Olindi with the restart for Homeboyz. Oliver Mangeni in the air, plucks that one out, finds himself on the floor. Samuel Asati to Darwin Mukitsa. This is Ian Indimuli. Strong feet from long-serving KCB backroman. Also had a stint at Homeboyz. Darwin Mukitsa with a kick downfield. Just looks to force Homeboyz into more pressure. The ball goes out into touch. You could see Peter Waitere with his hands up in the air, knowing that they have gained crucial yards. We have about 11 minutes to play here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka.
It's going to be a line-out throw for Homeboyz. Joseph Amalemba with the line-out throw. One there by Wallace Onyango.
I think William Wallace Onyango has been one of the bright sparks for Homeboyz in this match. We saw him in the first half being used as a battering ram when the DJs saw a lot of the ball, but really KCB snuffing the light out of the DJs in the second half. They haven't seen much, and when they do see it, they encounter that kind of opposition.
Yeah, Jeff Oluoch already tackled there. Jeff Oluoch was trying to make again a meaningful run, but well read by Darwin Mukitsa. But they do get a penalty, and Johnston Olindi played very well for the Kenya Sevens. Kenya Sevens top point scorer in the Cape Town leg, actually in both legs of the 7th circuit, with 7 tries and 3 conversions, taking play into KCB territory. KCB just finding their groove. Speaking to Peter Wamai last week, they're saying they haven't found their rhythm yet, but today, I think of the 4 games that they have played, of the 5 games they have played this season, I think this has been one of their most complete performances, bar probably the Mwamba game where they won by 33 points to 13. And that was a knock-on, I think, from Homeboyz. A missed opportunity just to put pressure on KCB, and Homeboyz shooting themselves in the foot, not winning from that line out, and another unforced error by the DJs.
And a few more changes have been made by both sides. Patrick Ouko, Kenya international prop forward, is on for Homeboyz, while on the KCB side, George Gishure coming on for Curtis Lilako. Let's catch a glimpse of the Homeboyz bench. Quite a number of players who have seen the action in this match. This is Samuel Asati to Darwin Mukitsa, kicking for territory. It's again forcing Homeboyz to turn, but no, this one he seemed to have gifted it. Ball returned only as far as Mukitsa is not going to have much of a challenge from Darren Kakai, who is on for Mohamed Omolo at scrum half. It looked like a big lion patting down its cub lion and just telling it there's a lot to see in life. Darwin Mukitsa, that was a bit dangerous from him, loses possession.
Basketball kind of pass there from Darwin Mukitsa.
You just feel that KCB beginning to showboat a little bit. Ian Indimuli brought down under that heavy challenge from Joseph Amalemba. Mukidza be a lot more secure this time with his clearance. There's a big clearance downfield from Mukidza. KCB continue to surge forward.
Literally almost the entire team of Homeboyz has been subbed. I think Simon Odongo, very happy with the performances of the first team players. Smiling faces on the KCB side there. Francis Muita, Curtis Lilako, Michael Wanjala, they're all smiling. They know that they do have this win in the bag. With 7 minutes to go to the end of this encounter.
Oliver Mangeni claims that ball, the offload to Asati. This is Andrew Omonde, breaks through one tackle, goes down to the floor. Asati with the distribution out wide, Stafford Abeka. Asati once again controlling the proceedings for KCB. Felix Ojo, the latest ball carrier for the Bankers. Homeboyz looking to force the turnover. Are they going to be successful in their attempts? No, the ball has. Yes, they have been successful in turning over possession. Johnston Olindi acting at scrum half. Plays it through to Jeff Olwatch. Jeff Olwatch runs into Andrew Amonde and Peter Akaria. William Jugune, you wouldn't want that to happen to you on a Friday evening. Dark alley in Nairobi. I'm not casting any aspersions on the character of the two players, Amonde and Karia. It's just that their physical presence made it difficult for Jeff Olwatch to gain any ground. This set of fans that we saw in that previous shot looking content with the proceedings here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. Joseph Amalemba braces himself for the line-out throw. Stanley Isogol, former Kenya under-20 vice-captain, started this game at number 8. This is Joseph Amalemba.
Actually, Michael Wanjala is actually playing at scrum half. He was playing at fullback.
Ozolindi with the short pass to Jeff Olwatch. Takes his running line, rides through the first tackle. Jacob Oje is not going to give him any further room to maneuver, but he keeps the ball alive. That ball received at standstill as Andrew Amonde and George Gishure just making it difficult for Homeboyz. This is Amalemba. Charges forward, but slowed down by Felix Ojo and Oliver Mangeni. The ball is on the deck. Wanjala at scrum half. Olindi spots the pocket downfield. Forces Isaac Njoroge to carry that ball out into touch. Brilliant kick there from Johnston Olindi.
And it will be a line-out throw from for Homeboyz. And the game slowly petering out as we enter into the final 5 minutes of this encounter. KCB with a bonus point win, and as things remain, they could move into second spot on the log, depending on the results at the Kakamega showground between Cabras and Impala.
That's Wanjala to Isogol. Homeboyz just beginning to grow in the ascendancy. With about 4 minutes to play, they are chasing the game.
It's very slow ball coming in from the base of that track.
That's Patrick Oyugi, the former Strathmore man, driven back but keeps the ball alive. Wanjala. This is Amalemba. Isogol with the distribution to Olindi. Olindi with the ball in two hands. He doesn't go past Dawi Mukidza, who forces him to the floor. The ball is loose, it's on the floor, but KCB penalized there by Kelvin Kimathi.
There was an alleged boot there which kicked the ball at the rack. But it's all crumbs for comfort for the DJs. Scoreline is such a massive score with 24-point gap, 24-point margin. And with 4.5 minutes to go, can't see the Bankers turning this game. And we can't see the DJs turning this game around. The best they probably can get could be a consolation try to half the score. But KCB have also looked very resolute on defense. And that try which Homeboyz scored was actually an individual brilliant kind of try scored by Mohamed Omolo.
Joseph Amalemba braces himself for the line-out throw. Isn't accurate, and Oliver Mangeni just taps it back. Ian Indimuli in possession, finds the floor. Asati is there to pick up the crumbs. This is Asati to Mukidza. Mukidza with the kick downfield. Is it going to be difficult for Bush Mwale? Just counting on the lucky bounce of the ball. He gathers it. Bush Mwale, not known for his kicking prowess. He was never going to kick that ball. He offloads it to man in shirt number 5, Kakai. This is Wanjala. Onyango. Patrick Ouko. This is a good face of play coming from Homeboyz. That is Clay Nongaki, formerly with Kenyatta University's Black Blood. Wanjala, Olindi, Amalemba. Malemba looking for the floor, he finds it. Wandera with the offload, Cyprian Kuto, former Quins man, current Kenya Sevens international. That tackle looked high from Oliver Mangeni, who has, for the 78 minutes he's been on the field, done well to acquit himself. Probably has been on his best behavior. Remember last week, he delivered that tackle that went viral. We're just glad though that Jasper Chen came out and injured and safe from that tackle, but Oliver Mangeni is some sort of celebrity in the social media world globally.
There's a card which is out there. I think there is a KCB player who's been sent to the bin. It looks like to
Tony
me like
Onyango.
Tony Onyango. Sent to the bin as Homeboyz now trying to look for a consolation try. And that kick did not find touch.
This is Isaac Njoroge. Kick downfield, obviously, just to transfer the pressure. And the bounce doesn't go the way of Johnston Olindi. Finds his way into the in-goal area. It is going to be a 22-meter dropout. Precious little left on the clock. The result more or less secured for KCB. They will move into second place. Johnston Olindi, in the meantime, looks to find touch territory and probably aid Homeboyz' attempts for more points on the board to give the scoreline some sense of respectability. That is Oliver Mangeni, and in our picture there, Kati Solago, the KCB head coach, usually animated but cutting a figure of calm, cool and collected. Darwin Mukidza has been perfect with the boot today and has had a try to boot as well. No pun intended, William Juguna.
Absolutely. That should be a penalty for KCB. Darwin Mukidza tagged a Homeboyz opponent with the try line beckoning. Cyprian Kuto there and Michael Wanjala just try to get their heads together. This should be the last passage of play. And Homeboyz going to suffer their 3rd defeat of the season. 2 wins only, 3 defeats. And they've opted to go for a quick tap. Jeff will watch. Skipping past 1, 2, 3 tackles.
Patrick Ouko goes down under the tackle from Andrew Amonde. The ball is still alive through Jeff will watch for Homeboyz. Michael Wanjala, Joseph Amalemba, Wole Sonyango, Patrick Ouko. This has been a good flowing move from the DJs. Is it going to end up in a try? It is. Bush Mwale, the try scorer. 5 points for the DJs. Brings the score to 34-15. You have to give credit to Homeboyz for that well-worked try, but probably too little too late.
Yes, they've really fought hard and battled hard in these last 5-6 minutes, but the damage was already done, especially like we said earlier, those 2 tries in a minute scored early in the second half. Good play coming in from the big men there, and Bush Mwale. Jacob Oje thought that there was a forward pass involved in that, but the referees said that was a legitimate pass, went behind, and Bush Mwale getting on the score sheet, but probably as a consolation try for the DJs. as Johnston Olindi lines up the conversion. Conversion wide. Still do have another passage of play here, an extra 1 or 2 minutes being played by the referee. So according to my watch, yeah, we still do have 2 more minutes to go. KCB 34, Homeboyz 15. KCB with 4 tries, Homeboyz with 2.
And the restart there from Darwin Mukidza forces Homeboyz to turn. First on the scene there is Stafford Abeka. Homeboyz under pressure, but doing well to break free through Stanley Isogol. The offload to Johnston Olindi. The nimble-footed Olindi goes down under that tackle from Mangeni. Homeboyz keeping it alive through Joseph Amalemba. Michael Wanjala Matayo. Olindi. Another break in play. Penalty advantage remains with Homeboyz. They are chasing this game. Remember, that is the second try they've scored in this match. They will look to find territory from this penalty. No, they elect to scratch and go. Michael Wanjala runs hard at his defenders. That ball looked to have gone forward from the tackle. Doesn't matter because the Homeboyz keep it alive. Darwin Mukidza with the tackle. He claims possession of the ball. And the referee, Calvin Kimathi, calls for full time. That is it, KCB moving into second place with this victory. What a way to respond from that match day 2 defeat to Nondies. They've registered 3 wins on the trot. 34-15 the full-time score here at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka, a result that lifts them up to second place. We will share more results as they come, as you just catch a glimpse of both sets of players just acknowledging each other's efforts at the close of what has been a very draining 80 minutes of Kenya Cup rugby here in Ruaraka.
Very competitive game in the first stanza, but KCB eventually showing their class, running out comfortable winners by 34 points to 15. Leading 13-0 at halftime, they were able to score 3 tries in the second half and able to get the win over Homeboyz by 34 points to 15. Andrew Monda in the picture, Moses Amusala, Peter Carrier just trudging off the pitch in a competitive, very tough game. Final score, KCB 34, Homeboyz 15. And depending on the other scoreline, most likely KCB will have gone up to second place on the standings. They will go back into second spot with the likely result that that's some of the highlights there. George Hassin there running a beautiful line, offloading the ball there to Oscar Simiu. Simiu offloading to Francis Muita. So it's all in the first half. Then Israel Soy showing great strength and determination before being tackled by Oliver Mangeni. Then Darwin Mukidza with the opening points of the game to give the Bunkers a 3-0 lead before Francis Muita went on a barnstorming run, was tackled a few meters short, and Michael Wanjala offloaded that ball to Billy Isabwa for the opening try of the game. And then 2 further penalties by Darwin Mukidza, giving the Bunkers a handy 13-0 lead at halftime. And the second half, Pole Kapodiambo there shrugging off 1 or 2 defenders. Francis Ojo getting some rough treatment. And then Israel Soy on this run just didn't have someone to support with him in the first half. And then this try by Mohamed Omolo, he just saw the center post and scooted off to get on the scoreboard and bring the DJs to within 6 of KCB at 13 points to 7. But from there, It all went pear-shaped for the bankers because Andrew Monde went over the line, followed later by Peter Waitere, and then Darwin Mukitsa, the smiling assassin, getting over the try line. And KCB. Yes, and this was Waitere's try, similar to what he scored last week against Kenya Harlequins. Israel Soy there, running a very good line, but just no support there. And that's how matters unfolded here at the Lions' Den in Ruaraka. KCB the winners by 34 points to 10. 34 points to 15, I beg your pardon, sorry. 34 points to 15. So KCB move up to second on the log. And that's it from us on match day 5, the last of the calendar year. We shall take a break, a 3-week, 4-week break, and we shall catch you on the 12th of January in the new year. Wishing all our viewers and sponsors and customers a very Merry Christmas and a happy 2019. That's all from us, from me and Michael Kwambo. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We shall see you in the new year.
All right, 80 minutes are up in the second live match here on Bamba Sport. Defending champions KCB taking the win in this one, all 5 points plus a bonus point, that is beating Homeboyz by 34 to 15. I have the coach of Homeboyz here, Simon, Coach Simon, who will tell us a little bit about the game and what he thinks about the game. Coach Simon, yes. What a game.
Very, very good game.
Your thoughts?
I think we started a bit slow. We got a bit leggy. I think our set pieces weren't good. I think it's just going back to the drawing board and trying out new combinations of what we can come up with next year.
It reached a point in the beginning of the second half, you actually came back a little bit. You were within a try and a conversion to, level things up, but then conceding 2 tries in quick succession. What do you think happened with your team at that particular time?
At the moment, we're currently dealing with a lot of injuries, so we lost one of our experienced locks, and we've lost, I think, 3 more in the previous games, including the props. So it took us back. We had to do a makeshift scrum, but I don't know. We'll have to work on that, and I think develop a couple of guys for the new year that's coming up.
5 games in the Kenya Cup this season, 2 wins, 3 losses. Your assessment so far and things you need to work on before you come back in January?
I think we need to work on our set pieces, but for the 5 games, we're actually targeting 15 points. So far, we're not bad off. I think it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. We still have a lot of games to catch up on, but we'll improve. We'll be much better by the time we're getting the last game of our groups.
All right, all the best in the upcoming matches, and happy holidays.
Cheers, man.
All right, that is Coach Simon of Homeboyz. We have the winning coach, Coach Curtis Olago, whose team managed to win this one here by 34 to 15. 4th win of the season for KCB. Coach Curtis, congratulations for the win. Your assessment of today's game?
We played well, but we gave them a lot of get out of jail free cards, and that is what we are looking to close down. Beginning of next year, we are giving guys a lot of out of jail free cards. I mean, it's terrible. Yeah.
In the beginning of the second half, they had come back, but then you got 2 tries, 2 conversions in quick succession. How important was that for your team?
Yeah, it's always good to calm guys down once they're bringing a lot of pressure. It's just to calm them down so that the game can continue. So it's good game management from the boys. I mean, yeah.
5 games, 4 wins, 1 loss. Your assessment of the first 5 rounds in the Kenya Cup, and what are we going to be working on in the break coming into the next round now in January?
Like I said, this first half of this season, we've given guys a lot of get out of jail free. I mean, we are not closing them down when we need to close them down fast enough. We are waiting for them to play a lot. When we come to high level rugby, you're not supposed to let guys play. We are letting guys play, and that is something we are going to work on next.
All right. Happy holidays, coach, and let's meet again in January. All right. Thank you so much. That is Coach Curtis of KCB, who ends round 5 of the Kenya Cup with a win, ending on a high before going for the Christmas and the New Year break. That was the second live match here on Bamba Sport. The first one, of course, Quins taking it against Nondies, winning that one as well. For Bamba Sport, as far as Kenya Cup match day is concerned, we wish you a happy Christmas. It's a break until January. Enjoy.
Hali ya anga